And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get underway with the second game of the third week. Are you ready for this, Sneezes?
Yeah, I'm absolutely ready. We got the G3 Reapers versus the Nocturnal Dragons. Super interesting bans already coming out. G3 Reapers opting to ban Singed away from the sub top laner Rang. I think there should be a loss of Nocturnal Dragons should lose a ban though for an E-sub. So looks like there's some confusion around. Bans. So we'll see what happens here. Singed ban is specifically targeted at Vrang because he's been spamming a ton of Singed. That's Vrang is a sub top laner for my team, but he's gonna fill in here for Nocturnal Dragons today. Great job, Vrang. And yeah, I think the Leona ban's interesting with the Xayah ban off the table. I think teams are just going in on comfort, right? It looks like, Ryze is pretty good in the meta, but you have to know what you're doing, and he's really an awkward champion in pro style play. So let's see. Singed Xayah Ryze, I think that's kind of it's got to be all on comfort picks, right? They're saying, hey, we're denying your comfort. Echo Leona looks like Kaisa. I don't know if Flying Squirtle or Asking Christian are heavy Echo players. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of concern about ban loss here, so we might have a remake lobby on our hands, guys. We'll see.
Well, even with that, just looking at the current bans right now, there's definitely, you can tell which ones was targeted, but I will say I feel like the Xayah and the Kaisa are just more of like a general ban, because Xayah is not the strongest, but definitely one of the strongest in the bot lane, and definitely can put a lot of pressure where she needs to. But as well as Kaisa is personally one of the strongest bot lanes from what I've seen. She has the long gauge, she has the massive amount of damage output, she has the free shield for dashing on top of an enemy on top of that too, as well as her super long range W, I believe it is, that honestly you can quarter poke people with it if you build it just right. So definitely good bans on the Kaisa and the Xayah.
So we're seeing some confusion on champ select. We may have to pause here. We're still figuring it out. We're sorting it out. If I could get the admin in, we can chat about it really quick. Summer, that's your cue. But looks like, assuming this works out, yeah, I think Rammus was a random pick. I think teams are stopping now. We'll see how this goes. I think based on the chat, it looks like Nocturnal Dragons was not aware of their ban loss for using an E-sub. So we will get it sorted out quickly. We're gonna go back to music real quick while we have a chat.
Fresh glaze on the D-low, pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-low, pulling up, smoking haze for days. We get that fresh glaze on the D-low, pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-low, pulling up, smoking haze through the back door.
Yes, all right, we are getting back. Sorry about the confusion. So getting back into it, G3 is sticking with the first ban Reapers, And Nocturnal Dragons should not be banning this first time around. They slapped on Nico, and I don't know if that will time out the ban or not. We shall see in a sec or two. So it looks like they're going to stick with their first three original bans. So the Sin should be getting banned again, and
Yeah, so they gotta let this second ban time out. They were probably planning on banning Nico anyway. It's still, it's concerning to me because of the Nico first pick. It's totally messed up. Yeah, we need to address these in the rules in future weeks, I think. But for now, we'll see how G3 responds.
as long as they just let this one run out, there shouldn't be any issues. All will be good. But they look like they're running with the Exia ban again. Talked about it. Good damage, good self CC that she can put out. Works really good with most other supports, especially Rakan, her other half. So we would see if timeout's gonna happen, thankfully.
Yeah, we're hitting the timeout here. This is really about, the E sub here, Vrang coming into the top lane. The Nico first pick last time is now being negated by a ban. I have some reservations about the way this was done from a, how do you want to call it, like remake perspective, because you kind of got to see picks. But in the future, I guess it's on teams to shut down their own pick ban. If you don't want to show picks, you should just close it out sooner so that you're not showing anything. So Echo first pick, it looks like the Echo instead of the Nico. I really like it. Echo, I know there was the memes from the Plains at Worlds X04, Echo 4, because he lost all his games. But those players played Echo really badly. It doesn't make Echo a bad champion. It just means that those players didn't practice him enough.
Just because the pros failed doesn't mean you will. Most of the pros plays that you actually see, the really weird things, actually start because some YouTuber or some, gold player was like, you know what, this works. I want to do this. I will, like the Garen Yumi. I don't remember who originally did it, but the Garen Yumi went into one of the pro games. I don't remember which one, but I know for a fact it did. And they were okay. It worked to an extent, but it is definitely, don't be afraid to try new things.
I'm super excited by the draft here on Nocturnal Dragons. Gnome Lad is a really aggressive ADC who has been giving us fits in scrims over the past 2 weeks or so. And Vrang, my sub top, who's filling in tonight as an E sub, is an excellent Gangplank player. I cannot describe how good this guy is at Gangplank. I wish I played any champion as good as he plays Gangplank. I'm super excited. I know I'm overhyping him and I'm totally biased because I work with this guy a lot, but I love watching his Gangplank. I feel good whenever we pick it. He's a smart guy. He's a smart player. He uses the barrels really well. It'll be really fun to watch. I promise that. And then the Akali. Ooh, this is such an aggressive comp from Nocturnal Dragons.
I would definitely say, though, especially with Akali, who has suffering a lot in pro, most players actually that I've seen actually get a lot of success with her. It's all about how you play and, where you play them as well. Akali top lane never really does any good, but when you put her in the mid lane against like at least another assassin or any mage that can't really burst that much early game, she can dominate, she can roll. So I'm definitely excited to see the combos that they've already started so far.
And so now that we get into the second half of the ban phase, you're seeing the Aatrox come out. These are like going to be lane bully top lane picks that can deal with Gangplank. So Aatrox, maybe Irelia, maybe a Rumble, things that can like mess up Gangplank really easily. Maybe a ranged champion, maybe they ban a Kennen or something, but probably not because Gangplank is okay with something like that. I wonder if it's like Camille, the hardcore split pushers. That's really what Gangplank struggles against. If you get in Gangplank's face and can stay there, you can kill him. So I think this is all about making their sub comfortable. And nope, they're going for the Rek'Sai, the jungle ban. They must be convinced it's a mid Echo and a Twitch ADC. I wonder about these teams' priorities on Twitch. We've seen 2 teams play Twitch so far today, and I'm not sure about the strength of the champion. Other than Cheese, other than like, hey, I'm popping out of stealth, no one knows I'm here, which teams are going to think about a lot when they're all on comms. Those kind of like surprise plays don't really work at this this pro style play, right? This organized style of League of Legends. So I wonder if that's just opting into a losing lane with Twitch. It was kind of what we saw last game, but maybe the matchup will play differently. You know, I'm totally open to being wrong. And the Shen here, you know, Shen had a really rough time last game, but with the Akali, with the Kai'Sa, you had these awesome dive champions. You're setting yourself up for some really good synergy. And I have to believe this is a Shen support. So Shen Kai'Sa, you got a lot of good setup here. I think it's a really smart pick. I might have picked it earlier just to bait something out as a flex and maybe make them think, oh, it's a Gangplank mid. Why are they playing Akali, Gangplank, and Kai'Sa? Something like that. Confuse them a little bit, but overall, I like the Shen support for sure. And Sejuani's seen a lot of nerfs. She's objectively not as strong as she was. She was the queen of the jungle for the better part of the year. Now I think that kind of goes to Jarvan and some other champions if you can play them, like Kiana is really strong if you know what you're doing. But Sejuani Jax, you got that nice synergy. Echo, you have double melee solo laners with Bliss. Every lane can proc Sejuani's passive. That's what I want us to think about going into this game, is there's no lane that Sejuani can gank where her passive isn't easily procced. And that's really powerful. That's the kind of comp you need to build with someone like Sejuani. So, and then finally the Zac. I really like the Zac long-term engage. You have tank v tank here in the jungle, and you're saying, hey, I trust my carries. Shen Zac is definitely enough of a front line for Akali, Kai'Sa, Gangplank. I trust my carries. I trust my damage. All I need to do is throw my slappy goop at them, and my boys are going to clean us up. So let's get in the official ban phase. I think we know where everybody's going. I think we know what we're doing. I'm not expecting any surprises. The really only outstanding question is, you know, how quickly can we get onto the Rift? Because, you know, this is clearly an Echo mid. It's clearly an Akali mid. There's really no flex pick opportunity here. Unless you want to do some crazy stuff with the Gangplank and the Akali. That'd be the only flex I could see.
I'm definitely going to be interested to see. So it's a Zac versus Sejuani. Two champions that are really tanky in and of themselves, just how you end up having to build them. But the real question is, who's going to be able to rule when it comes to ganks? Because Zac has a really long range gank, but Sejuani definitely has the better engage with her ultimate, her stuns, her percent damage as well. So it's going to be I'm leaning more towards Zac, just because Zac is also one of my personal favorites, but Sejuani also did suffer the nerf recently, and Zac recently did get his buff, or his ultimate reverted back to its previous ultimate, which I think is a huge advantage for Zac now.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much a jungler to jungler matchup. I think it's going to come, like, champion-wise, you know. I think it comes down to where do these junglers choose to expend their resources, you know. If Sejuani can get topside and get this Jack going, that's going to add a lot of value. If Zac can gank bot lane and get this Kai'Sa steamrolling down through the lane against a weak Twitch lane, that's going to add a lot of value. It's really not so much a champion v champion matchup in my mind, because they're so similar. Long range engage, multiple forms of CC, strong tankiness, survivability, multiple escapes, you know, a really OP passive, percent health damage. It kind of, you know, they're basically the same champion as far as this is concerned, right? So to me, it's like, where do they go? What do they do? That's the really important question here. And what I outlined just a minute ago, said going to top or mid, Zac going to bot lane. That's what I think they should do. That's where Zac is really going to impact the map super fiercely, and it's where Sejuani can utilize her melee solo laner to get those passive procs, lock somebody down, and get them ahead. Because an Echo that's ahead and Jax that's ahead, they can absolutely deal with these power picks in Gangplank and Akali.
I'll definitely say that Gangplank is definitely a good choice as well, because not only can, you know, Zac go and gank wherever it's needed. Say Zac is bot and Sejuani is going to gank mid, Zac can go deal with bot, no issue. Then Gangplank anywhere on the map can go, oh hey, mid needs help, and pop his ultimate, and also, you know, technically help gank another lane and from wherever he needs to be as well. So Gangplank can also kind of self-function in and of himself. So he doesn't really need too much assistance top lane, but since he is going against Jax, it is going to be kind of interesting how Gangplank decides to deal with the Jax as well.
Yeah, I think the gangplank is like a soft, you know, engage there with the ultimate is really important. It's really on Jax to force that ultimate out in lane though. You want to be applying enough pressure to the GP that the GP doesn't have the luxury of casting a bot. You know, that's really what you got to worry about. Twitch Nautilus is pretty um vulnerable lane. I wonder if these teams have been scrimming each other, right? Because you see the same priority on the Twitch Nautilus that failed spectacularly last game. So I'm wondering I'm wondering if these teams kind of saw something in scrims with this lane. So we'll see. I mean, we got a little bit of time. We're about to hit the timeout. No, I think where do you grade these teams draft wise, right? Let's do that. We haven't thought about specifically, you know, we've talked about individual champions, strengths, weaknesses. What do you think if you had to give G3 a specific grade, you know, what would you give them on the draft?
Mm, so with the team, just looking at the ultimates in and of themselves. So if they can combo it right, if they can get if the stars align kind of
So let's
thing.
not think about the game, right?
Hmm.
I only want to think about the champions and did they get 5 good champions or not? That's the question we're trying to answer.
Oh,
The
apologies.
way
So
that they
yeah.
play it out is totally different. You know, I want to remove those 2
Mhm.
steps. Just looking at the draft, did they get the champions that they can play? Did they build a strategy that they can execute? Do they have a clear win condition? Do they have an advantage over the other team? Because really, that's the goal of the draft phase: is to get 5 champions that create an advantage above the other team before you've played any of the Rift, right? So,
Mhm.
what do you think in that regard? Just on the picks and the bans, how did you think G3 Reapers did?
I definitely did think they did a good job getting rid of the champions that they know are going to be an issue if they were picked into. They definitely did a great job at choosing really strong champions that work in their role. Um, Jax, for example, can jungler top, so they definitely put a little bit of a flex there. But him in the top lane definitely does good against um, most of the other champions that you would usually get into the top lane. Um, Echo Echo definitely is one of the
What's your grade though? A, B,
great.
C,
I
plus,
put it about a high B,
B plus.
almost into an A. Yeah.
So let's look at well, we have another minute here. Spectate. Let's look at not Nocturnal Dragons. What are we thinking? I'm tend to agree with you around the B plus. I like the fact that G3 can proc Sedge passive with so many champions. But let's look at Nocturnal Dragons. Where do we think? So we got a B plus. I want to say an A minus on Nocturnal Dragons. I think they have a slightly better comp. The damage ceiling on a Kali Gangplank Kaisa is much higher than Echo Jack's Twitch. And I think they have more winning lanes. Even though Gangplank is kind of an even like soft loss, I think Akali beats Echo and Kaisa beats Twitch. So I want to give them an A minus.
I would give him a solid A, just mainly for the fact that um, bot lane definitely has a lot of hard pressure, but they also have a very safe comp down there as well. Akali's really of a toss-up pick, but she definitely can fight against an Echo in the early game if Akali, gets where she needs to be and knows what she's doing. So definitely a hard A.
Yeah, I think it's a slight advantage to Nocturnal Dragons. That's that's really how I look at the comps, you know, individually. So we're finally in loading screen. We're getting there. Um, let's play the skin to win game.
Oh, Ice King Twitch. That is beautiful, beautiful skin. The only one that I would say that would top the Ice King is Medieval with the sapphire chroma onto it.
I gotta go Sashimi Akali. I love me some sashimi. I love sushi. That's the skin of choice that I use on Akali. So super biased. Sashimi Akali, dude.
I
My
can't,
inner weeb is calling me.
I can't agree. I actually have a huge distaste for seafood. Huge distaste for seafood.
Well, you're just missing out, dude. You're missing out on the best part of life. Seafood is one of the greatest things. You know, I'm super biased. I go to Maine every year. I got family up there. I spend a week gorging myself on cod, haddock, clams, oysters, chowder, lobster, crab, shrimp, scallops, everything you can imagine. I do that once a week every year, and it's just the best time.
I will say though,
Fun
calamari
fact.
is good.
Calamari is good. That's a good, squid is really good. So, fun fact while we got on the rift here, what is a fruit that Maine is known for? You would never guess it. What is Maine's most popular fruit that they grow and is the best? It's like, you know, Georgia has peaches. They grow the best peaches in the world.
Mm-hmm.
What fruit does Maine grow that is the best version of that fruit in the world? Take a guess.
Pears?
Nope. It's a berry. Last chance.
Raspberry.
Close. Blueberries. Maine has excellent blueberries. So I'm seeing an invade and a 5-point. So Zach should spot this. This is the benefit of the 5-point. I'm so glad a team finally did this. People usually, when they all 5-point, everyone just stands there and looks at each other. In this sense, see all the red side pings? They're like, hey, we know where they are. We know what they're doing. Get away from there. Run away. Now the invade, yeah, they can get vision. They can walk through. But look at what Quetzalcoatl, Vrang, and Psycho Ghost are doing. They're walking through. They're getting their own vision on that side. So it's this is the benefit of the 5-point. You expose yourself to less risk, and you get to see what the other team's doing without having to make a proactive move yourself. Good ward for blue side to like know what's going on, but now they risk getting their blue buff stolen. So the Jax absolutely has to go check.
Looks like Jax and Echo are gonna go look together.
It's a good play considering they haven't seen anyone.
I
think they're trying to hide. They are trying to hide. That was so smart from Quetzalcoatl. Oh my goodness. So they hid? No one saw them? I don't think anyone... Oh, there's a ward. Okay, never mind. They got seen.
But he didn't see them at first, so that was actually a really good...
So now we get the vertical jungling game. So we find out the prowess of these junglers. Now they get to go do the vertical stuff. Red side's just saw Sejuani in the river, so they need to be wary about level 2. Are they going to peel off and give up the wave and go... No, they're not. They're not. Red side backed up a lot. I thought they were going to go and... Oh, I don't know about Zach. Zach should have just gone for his red and just taken the even trade here. This is a little scary.
It looks like Zach is answering, but Echo also going to answer as well.
Yeah, Zach had to know from the ward in the river where Sejuani was. This was a little bit of a misplay by Quetzalcoatl, but ultimately it doesn't really cost him that much, other than time and tempo.
Well, time I honestly feel like is the biggest factor. Mid lane in the middle. Sejuani was trying to assist, but not really much.
Now Sedge is going to go for the 3 buff, so yeah, Quetzalcoatl wasted a lot of time kind of aimlessly wandering the jungle.
It looks like they're gonna see each other at almost the exact. I don't know. Zach prioritizing the Raptors while Sejuani just sits there and takes the red.
Yeah, Quetzalcoatl doesn't know this is happening. He's not thinking about what Sejuani would be doing. So this is a really good aggressive play from Flying Squirrel. This is just
looks like
a pathing error on Oh, he almost got it. He had smite up. He could have smited it.
It looks like he didn't see it in time though, and Sejuani was barely going to be able to get it. And it looks like Sejuani's also be able to escape from this as well in the meantime.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Quetzalcoatl, honestly. Usually a very good jungle. He just kind of flubbed his pathing here. He didn't really think about, hey, what is my opponent going to do with the information? So
And it looks like there's also going to get a free scuttle for the Sejuani too.
Yeah, she should be able to double scuttle here. So she 3 buffed, she double scuttled. Oh, big fight.
Looks like Kaskana is focused on Krugs at the moment. Sejuani's going to try. Well, Gangplank not looking to answer from it yet. Sejuani goes in on the Zac underneath tower as well. Here comes Gangplank finally being able to answer it. Looks like the passive is going to go out, and Jax is also answering as well. Missing Dotto. Zac is back up after his passive goes down. Looks like Gangplank is going to try and follow a little bit. Not going to really be able to do much else. Oh, Akali coming up from mid to answer. Going in for the dash, and Jax barely going to be able to flash out, but still Zac is going to be able to land that Q.
Zach gets first blood, he's 1 HP. If that second half had hit, Sejuani gets the trade kill. That was a crazy fight. Good on Psycho Ghost for taking the initiative and roaming up.
Yeah.
Still, overall, Sejuani comes out way ahead on the pathing. And now Rang is in an odd spot because his lane is pushing. But he'll probably be okay.
Nice Ghost Barrel to help get himself out of there as well.
Yeah, he's really good at GP. Zach getting the first blood's not ideal, but they'll survive.
Well, first blood just kind of helps everyone out a little bit. You know, finally, tension, losing that extra gold off the map, and makes people play a little bit looser because they don't want to risk it. Looks like the mid lane. Echo's gonna try to trade with Akali, but
I don't know about this trade. This is totally in Akali's favor. Yeah.
Even with the electrocute onto the Akali, or was that from Akali?
Both electrocute. Yeah, both electrocuted each other, but Akali's the way you proc electrocute on Akali is by Q and Q auto queuing, and if you get an empowered auto,
Zach's coming in. Echo barely gonna be able to dodge it as well.
Yeah, if you get an empowered auto, the trade is even bigger. So.
Looks like Gangplank is just gonna have a little bit of fun.
Kaiju is taking a lot of damage from the minions here. Something to watch out for. Something to watch out for is like where the minions are. And how many there are, because in the early game that damage is significant. They can out damage champions for sure.
Minions are actually the easiest way to lose a trade. If you try to fight where you have 10 or even 3 minions against you, you know, it could trade out really bad, especially those caster minions who have 17 more damage than melees.
Yep.
Looks like Echo's just gonna, you know, sit there and poke at the tower because Akali had to back up because Akali was not 6 yet, but damage on both the mid laners is honestly really interesting right now. Echo could definitely as much damage as Akali, just fast.
Yeah, it's a slower process. Echo also beats Akali in wave clears, so it's an interesting situation. That was a good trade. Good shield by Nautilus. And the Kaisa tier build is super good because the later in the game you go, the Kaisa's late game becomes even more monstrous with a mana immune. She does so much damage later on in the game.
And Nautilus gets a hook onto the Shen though. Oh, excuse me. Looks like Shen's gonna take the brunt of the trade though, with Twitch focusing him. And not really a scratch happening to the Nautilus either. Looks like Zach currently is just gonna be hiding in the bush though. Maybe we'll get a hard gank.
It looks like it's pushing out towards red side, so this could be a good gank opportunity.
Yep, there we go.
Here it comes.
Zach going onto the Twitch all the way into the backline.
Oh, he failed his Q. He should have autoed someone else. He autoed Twitch twice, and as a result, didn't.
It looks like Akali and Echo are going at each other again, though, and again, Akali actually taking more of better trade here. Excuse me.
Yeah, they're both even on items. Excuse me. They're both even on items, so it's really going to come down to who trades how. Akali should be able to outtrade, but when you're using your ult to escape, you don't have that luxury.
Looks like
Rang might be caught here.
Ooh, really good ultimate from the Sejuani. Nah, out in time because the slow and the stuns from the Sejuani will just be way too much. But in trade, they will get Drake from it as well.
Yeah, the Fire Drake on red side. Someone asked Rang to go check. That's really what happened there. In the future, you just want to path more carefully. You want to walk around the top side where he went to escape instead of walking straight through and face checking. So, just something to look at in the future. But really, overall, in the grand scheme of things, not a big deal because you got a hugely valuable Fire Drake.
So, as you're about to hit the 10-minute mark, pretty even game. Again, Akali fighting this Echo, definitely winning the trades. But as we're 1-1, even gold, about to hit 10, but minus the
Akali
Drake.
didn't go all in there.
Who, what do you think is going to be the break that puts one team ahead and the other behind?
I think if Kaisa goes back and gets an item with stats on it, this could get ugly really fast. The Kai'Sa's trading really evenly with the Twitch, even though
Here
she's
comes the
behind in
ultimate
items
for the
and
Nautilus,
stats,
though, as Shengo Flash comes out, and then ultimate
Really
comes on the
nice.
Shen is gonna be able to get the invisibility is able to save the Twitch, and Nautilus is gonna be able to walk out again. That's the
And there's
second
no mana.
time.
Oh, good block by Nautilus here.
That is the second time Twitch has not only been saved by the invisibility, but the Nautilus as well.
Yeah, the Akali's happy feet is really good too. Yeah, Nautilus played that super well. The only issue that they had on that trade was that Nomad traded with very little mana. As soon as he recalls, he can spend his 1500 gold, make something happen. Those trades will start going more and more one-sided.
Like
Psycho Ghost was super lucky not to get stunned there. The timing was really close to a stun.
So talking about getting items with stats for the Kaisa, it looks like she got her pickaxe and 3 daggers. Where do you think those daggers are gonna go to?
Those daggers become a Rage Blade. It's really for her. It's really for comfort. Like, I've seen a lot of Kaisas do this. I don't think it levels up her E yet, but it helps her level up her E sooner. Get her E like.
Echo's gonna get the gank onto the top tower, tower diving.
I don't know about this. This rank could turn that. Oh, nope, not with the Echo ult. And, ooh, 1 HP. A really nice dive there from Jax and Echo. Really well done. If Gangplank had ulted, it would have been a kill for sure. I think that was his only mistake. Now Akali's going to clean it up on the top side, but oh, he gets out. Ooh, super unfortunate for Akali. Really close to them getting out, but yeah, I would be basically, for me, the point of the game now that's really spicy is the bot lane. If another big fight happens bot lane, it's going to explode the whole map.
So definitely great rotate for the Echo, and very risky play, especially going underneath tower. Ultimate from the Echo that can just save you from about 90% of the situations. It's not really that bad. And the Zac going in on the Echo with the Gangplank ult as well underneath tower.
They know Echo doesn't have ult there, so that was a really smart play from Vrang and Quetzalcoatl.
And there goes Echo in return.
Oh, and that's a really nice trade from Gangplank too. Oh, Jax can go down here. Yep.
There goes the Jax. So that opens up a lot of possibilities now for top lane to get tower.
Yeah, I think Jax is going Spear of Shojin first, but it's really just not an optimal item. I mean, Spear of Shojin is good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's a first item worthy.
In the bot lane, we have Sejuani coming in, trying down to the bitches. And Zac's passive is going to get popped, but no one's there to help him. Zac is going to go down to the Nautilus.
Yeah, without Akali's ult, it's really hard to fight there. I think they just bit off a little more than they could chew. Yeah, so you're seeing the double pickaxe. It looks like it looks not intentional, but I'm pretty sure it is, in order to get the Q upgrade as fast as possible.
I don't know anything about Kaisa, but is her Q is the little pellets that she sends out, right?
Yeah, her Q is a Cathian Rain. It launches 6 missiles, and if you hit 100 bonus attack damage, you get 10 missiles. So it does even more damage, basically. It does a 40% damage increase.
Getting cut out by the Sedge and Nautilus. 2 flashes have to go out in return. Barely Sejuani is going to be able to escape from that tower, but great trade for the blue side. I don't know if that's going to be enough pressure for them to rotate and get Drake, though. But in the mid lane, Vrang's trying to escape from the Echo Jax, but they're both going to try a tower dive. Good attempt. Zach's following up, though. Maybe going to be able to get the Echo. Jax is right on his tail with the ultimate already popped, though, from the Jax.
He doesn't have flash. Yeah,
there's the ulti from Zach. Getting the
get both? Nope, not both. Yeah, that was a very odd trade. I know they're doing what they can. It seems like Nocturnal Dragon's a little disjointed. What they need to do is get out of laning phase and find opportunities for Nomelad to get involved in the game. He's easily their most farmed player. He has the most gold in their team. Actually, Zach has the most gold in their team. Or no, Gangplank does, excuse me. Oh, Gangplank has a lot of gold. Oh yeah, the free gold passive. But they need to group up and get their cannons to bear. Oh, almost stolen by Kaisa.
Almost stealing that.
Yeah, Jack should be feeling good now that he's almost has a Spear of Shojin done. And he was able to get some kills. So Gangplank really needs to finish his Triforce. And they need to find an opportunity to get Akali and Kaisa involved in the game. But overall, you know, the Sejuani is showing up, the Twitch is showing up, the Nautilus is showing up. The driver's seat is clearly on the blue side.
Definitely great plays from both teams, but blue being able to come out just a little bit more on top on each side, and it's already starting to pile up. Red team did get the first Drake, which was an Infernal, but blue team was able to answer back with not only a tower, but also getting Ocean Drake later on, which I personally want to say that sometimes Ocean Drake can be a little bit more useful than Infernal.
Yeah, I think if you're going to play the way that these teams are playing, where you're in the lane for a long time...
Hold on, over by Rift's got a little like this. Trying to fight two of them and not going to be able to do it. Shen ultimate coming out as well, but Gangplank barely going to be able to make it back. And
yeah, that was a good use of the globals by Nocturnal Dragons. They really said, hey, we're going to fight, let's use our globals. GP ult, Shen ult, all at once. It's just so much effective health, effective people on the map that you can't deal with it, so it was smart. They're basically doing the late version of the Clutch Gaming play where they're sending 4 people to do Rift Herald. But yeah, I want to see if Nomelad is going to get dove here. That's what I would worry about, and that's also what Wolfie's worried about, running back down bot to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Wonderful play from the Shen, especially with that ultimate. And Kaisa being able to manage herself. It is going to cost them a tower. Akali currently holding that, so maybe they can make a more valuable trade out of it now that. Because like I said last game, if you play it right, you can get two towers easy if you do it right after a team fight. But you're almost guaranteed about 80% of the time to get at least 1 tower out of it.
Yeah, so Kaisa finished her Q upgrade. She's working on her E upgrade now and her W upgrade, but she'll get her E first because of Rage Blade. And basically they need to find a way to get Nomelad involved in the game. When Nomelad gets the opportunity to team fight, this is when he, really shines. So, oh, this is a huge gank onto Vrang.
Vrang's gonna get caught out by the Nautilus in the too much, not gonna be able to escape. Even with his fruit, eats the fruit, still not gonna be able to get through all that CC. And it looks like Zach is hard trying to get that Twitch, popping flash and ultimate, but not gonna be able to get followed up in time.
They're trying to set up for the Kaisa, but it looks like it'll work. Twitch has no flash now.
There's
in,
the E.
Slappy Goop gets the kill. Akali can kill him here. Lord Draken needs to be super careful.
Unless Sejuani decides to ult him in the face like that.
This is still kill range for Akali. Here it comes.
Echo coming in to answer though. There's the pull from the Nautilus, just trying to mess with him. The ultimate. A lot of
really
damage.
Good AoE damage from Echo, but the consistent damage isn't there. There's no damage follow.
And Jack's coming in to answer back with the taking out the Kaisa.
Leading this whole fight though. This is a nice edge. Gangplank and Jack showed up at both the exact same time. I believe they teleported in together. Oh no, Jax walked in and Frank TP'd. But yeah, super close fight. If they can find a way to just get the Kai'Sa free hitting though, those fights are gonna turn. I think Kai'Sa had such a good opportunity there, and Twitch wasn't even really involved. So really, we'll see how it goes next time. I'm really interested to see. You know, the gold lead has fallen. Red side is caught up. They were like 2,000 or 3,000 down. Now they're about 1,000 down, a little under 1,000. So we're dead even here as we approach the 20-minute mark, and Baron starts to come on
I'm
the map.
definitely interested to see the next team fight. Akali's Rift is about a quarter of the way left. That last team fight was really even for the most part. But I wonder if she's gonna have to drop it or if she's gonna get cut out by Jax. Nope, Akali gonna be able to escape being Akali. But very even team fights on both of them. So I wonder when the Rift is gonna come down. But it looks like they're getting the top tower. Jax TPing down to try to help contest Drake. Looks like Zaxxon going on the team though. Ultimate coming out as well. Kai'Sa trying to answering, missing her long shot though, but it looks like red team is going to drop the Herald with blue side trying to contest that Drake. Now it's a real question of what are you going to do? Save mid or try to get the Drake? Looks like Sejuani is answering to Akali though. Akali really can't do much, but that Rift is doing what it can against the tower. There goes the Drake to red.
Damage on Akali right now is insane. She's gonna kill her. Yeah, that just feels bad. I mean, I know Sej is sort of fed, but they're getting an inner tower. You're trading an inner tower for nothing here, essentially.
Blue team answering to red as much as they can. Not really answering much in the mid, but definitely answering the top. Just one, but two towers. That leaves a tier 3 taking a little bit of damage. And it looks like they're going to try and get Gangplank taken out as well. This Twitch Nautilus combo is definitely working a lot better. There comes Zac to answer to it though, and the ult's coming out as well. That's going to be
this is a lot of damage. Twitch is dead. Nautilus is dead. I wonder if they go Baron here. They probably won't. But I wonder if they were thinking about it.
Well, Kai'Sa's up in 2. The only one coming Echo, so it's gonna be a 3v5 if they want to try and do Baron. No one really has their ultimate back up yet for...
It's only 20 seconds and Kai'Sa doesn't have a Rage Blade. I think they could have done it, but teams are going to be really risk averse at this phase in the game. If Kai'Sa had TP or something, I could see it, but with everyone running heals and ignites and stuff, you can't get people on the map quick enough to force a Baron like this.
The only Jax coming in on Akali with help of Sejuani. Akali maybe going to be able to get out. Yep, barely going to be able to get out. Akali's really having a hard time. That's even with her Gunblade already built, she's just not able to get any get the heals that she needs or gets the damage output or the sustain.
Shen's not in a good position. Oh, he's okay.
It looks like we may get a pick in the mid lane as all 5 of them in the mid. It looks like Jax is gonna split off though and try to get bot. Echo.
Yeah, I like the 4-1 here from blue side. I think.
Looks like there's the red team acknowledging that Jax is up on red or up on the bottom, but it looks like they're gonna try and get they're getting picked. That was a hook in the wrong direction, unless he was trying to hit someone with it at least.
Jax bailed out because he was worried about getting collapsed on. But he kind of should have stayed on the tower and pushed his initiative, right? I think the trick to split pushing is to make the other team make difficult decisions. And if you're not going to do that, then it defeats the purpose. Split fight.
Just
basic skirmishing. They're just trying to siege, and the problem is they don't have a siege comp. Everyone's super short range on red side, so really they just need to bait out the Twitch. They need to get picks.
The engages may be short, but they definitely have, or the range may definitely be short, but they definitely have the good range engages with Zac's long range E and Shen's taunt even at that.
Yeah, definitely. They can definitely start a fight if they want to. The one thing I think they're not doing, Nocturnal Dragons are not doing a good job in, is their side lane management. They've lost a lot of towers on the side lane, and they've yet to get a tower on the map. They gave up 2 towers top side, 1 tower bot side. They haven't traded anything for it. It's really just a it's really just been a macro issue. You know, they lost their red there. Jax is gonna split top all the way to the turret. The wave management just leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, the real issue is, besides Gangplank, they really don't have anyone else who can split push. And even then, Gangplank really doesn't do a lot of damage to
They
towers
could put
either.
Akali in a side lane for sure. I know it's not the fastest split push, but split pushing isn't just about hitting the tower really hard. It's about managing waves and making people fight. If you're Akali, you're an assassin. You want to 1v1. That's your strength. It's what makes you stronger than other champions.
It looks like in the mid lane, Zach was trying to mess with them, but not really gonna be able to do much.
Yeah, they're really just kind of feeling each other. I think one team wants to 1-3-1, one team wants to just group as 5. Maybe Nocturnal Dragons need to go 1-3-1 instead of 4-1 for G3 Reapers. It's interesting to see, you know. I think macro is important, but you still have to play the matchup.
As Gangplank is trying to escape this Sejuani Jax, not really gonna be able to do much. Just too much CC. That is definitely that one. The blue team definitely has the CC advantage when it comes to it, but we'll see what keeps happening because red team definitely trying to make some kind of a comeback.
Yeah,
definitely has the damage output.
Strength. Do you see how strong Gnomelite is now that his build is online? He's gonna shred this Nautilus too.
It's like Kaisa barely gonna be able to make it out of there. Akali going to answer, but Sejuani on that Akali, or on the Kaisa, gonna barely be able to get him.
Peel for Kaisa.
Not gonna be able to peel in time as Akali gets Echo, but looks like Sejuani is just honestly cleaning up this game, the team fight right now. Zach barely gonna be able to escape, but Sejuani still doesn't want him to leave. As the TP comes out from the Gangplank. Is it going to be
TP
enough?
They need to be hitting. Oh.
There goes Jax, but the damage from Sejuani is honestly a lot. Get out of there. And it looks like they're going to let her leave, and they're going to try to get the Drake out of this, but Sejuani still trying to answer. That Warmog passive definitely is really helping out right now.
Yeah, both junglers running Warmogs. They're going to be high health. I think they should send Akali back here. Twitch is going to sneak in here really quick.
Twitch ultimate coming out. That leaves perfect for Sejuani to come in and steal this Drake back. Honestly, great plays from both teams. As we're still getting into it though, as Nautilus tries to just bait everyone to him, but it looks like they're gonna get the Shen out of it. Akali gonna also go down.
This is actually Baron for blue side. This fight went super bad. It looks like Jax is gonna TP in here and clean up the Zac. Zac didn't see him. Yeah, he's gonna go down. This is gonna be Baron for blue side unless Kaisa can get a crazy steal.
Yeah, Jax is still hard on Zac right now.
Zac can get out, but it's gonna be risky. I think they have to give up the Baron. This is totally swung the game in blue side's favor. Here comes Akali, or here comes Kaisa. She knows that Jack's thing is down. It was an okay trade.
It was definitely one of the game-changing ones. Sejuani just being able to keep pressure where it's needed. Being able to stay in as long as she did definitely made it a lot harder for red team to, decide what to do.
They just need to commit their resources. Like, they had Akali pushing mid. They had their rank. They had top laner and jungler on the Drake. They should have sent everyone to Drake and then everyone. You can't try to take too much at once. You need to just commit to what you're going to commit to, do it, and then go do the next thing. That's the simplest way and most effective way to play League of Legends.
Do I sound a little better out of
fight with the Baron, and all they need to do is, I mean, not all they need to do, but the main thing they need to do is play together as a team as much as possible and get to these divers. These divers are ruining Kai'Sa's day. Jack Sejuani making Kai'Sa's time so difficult and making Gangplank's time so difficult. So if they can find a way to stop the dive, they'll turn their fortunes around. But right now, G3 Reapers is in control.
Especially with a lot of the objectives down right now. It's just playing a game they pick out to get the advantage to start pushing into the base.
I don't like the split push game here with the Baron buff. I think you can send one person to split, but you can't send this many. Akali needs to get back to base. Gangplank will get back to base, but it looks like they're gonna have real problem fighting over there.
It looks like they're gonna. Red team's gonna try to get in. Zach is inside their base right now, but he power is. Looks like they're not gonna be able to get the damage out that they need to. Zach going back in to finish.
It was
off the
overall
Jacks.
really well played by Zach. I know they gave up a lot for that, and the Shen died, but they're basically one auto away from this Kai'Sa really flying into this fight.
As Twitch turns around with the
and the
ultimate to
divers.
try to take him out. Enough though. As Akali able to clean up with the Nautilus at least. Sejuani
kill the
trying
Echo.
her best. And it looks like Zach's barely going to get picked out. And looks like Sedge is the only one left is not going to be taking enough to get him out. Wonderful turn of events for Red Team, definitely.
Yeah, 3 for 5 was nuts, and the Zach the craziest thing about that fight was the Zach got stunned while he was in the air and flew in during his whole stun duration and basically avoided the stun with a buffer. They also were able to wipe all of the Baron buffs off, so this is a huge turn of events. And wow, GP is just wrecking towers at this point. Look at his build. He has a static Shiv. He's probably going for an IE, maybe an Essence Reaver, but this GP is going to do so much damage in like the next 2 or 3 fights. It's absolutely insane.
I would definitely say that IE on Gangplank is going to get really discussed soon, because those barrels is honestly where majority of the damage comes out for Gangplank.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we were talking about Kai'Sa and like, hey, when Kai'Sa gets online, it's going to be big. But they still have an Akali and a Gangplank. This is a really well-designed comp. You know, Kai'Sa has been suffering from all these divers, you know, the Echo, the Jax, the Sedge jumping on her. But they don't have enough to deal with Kai'Sa and Gangplank and Akali. So, you know, both the ADCs need to play super careful because the risk here is massive.
I will say though, I'm kind of surprised that Shen started Thornmail. Don't get me wrong, Thornmail is a fantastic, plenty of armor, a little bit of health now, but
no, I agree. I think what you want to do, you know, the real way to fix the item, right? The issue with Thornmail is that it is not gold efficient. It's an item that's strong when you have other items. So what you want, if you must do it, is the Bramble Vest, which gives you the passive that you want. You know, the healing reduction.
Hold on, he got in the jungle by the blue side. It looks like Sejuani.
This is a huge fight.
Sejuani peeling off his Jax and Echo just be able to clean.
I think blue side takes the game here.
That is definitely heavy. Blue side going to be able to clean up everyone except the Gangplank, who, hold on, is pushing in the top lane.
There's no way he can win the 1v5 in a base race scenario. I mean, maybe he can, but Jax is gonna recall.
There comes the TP out from the Gangplank, not getting the inhib though, sadly, but he is gonna to do his best to defend in the 1v4. Is not having his ultimate out though is gonna hurt him real bad. Sterix patch goes off, but the Sejuani stun is not gonna be able to.
Sterix will help him, but nope, he goes down. This kid, GG.
And that is gonna be it for the blue side getting the win.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Just a crazy fight in the jungle there. Really well done. Really well done by G3 Reapers.
Really,
they basically made Gnome Lad's life difficult the whole game, and
yeah. Wow, very, very big change. Totally was in favor of Red side in the beginning of the game, but definitely had the better team fights when it comes down to it. On who won the team fights overall.
yeah, I think there was some split priorities, is what it seemed like.
I do.
They had no answer for the diving. They had no answer for the divers. That was really what it came down to.
I will definitely
All the
say
tanks
though.
on both sides of the map were trying to engage, when they should have been peeling for their carries, and really the difference there is what caused the game.
So MVP, who do you have to drop it for?
Oh, that's I gotta give it to Sejuani. I'm sorry, I don't remember the player. I'm in the next lobby.
Flying Squirtle.
Flying Squirtle, thank you. Really well played. I believe only one death, and that was in that wiped out team fight.
2 deaths.
Just
2 deaths.
2 deaths. Okay, so really well played. Didn't die very much and took control in the game of the game on a champ that was previously nerfed a lot. So 6-2 and 14, really high kill participation. 20 out of 25, only 2 deaths. Most gold on their team. Really high impact jungle play there. So well done.
Yeah, I will also have to follow up and say give it to that Sejuani, who definitely had well effectiveness of her CC. Those stuns are honestly the most devastating thing that you can throw onto it, because it can go anywhere from 0.5 seconds. You throw it out and you hit them instantly and the stun goes, or it can go to almost like 1.5 seconds if you do it properly. You hit them, wait a second, and then you hit them again, and then they're still stunned for that duration as well. So fantastic play for both of the teams, though. Really even game. As I believe we're going to roll straight on into the next game, though. If I say so correctly. And I believe it should be Roar versus Mediocre at best for the next game.
Yep.